Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to first look at Arsenal cautiously confident on full summer transfer despite issues in discussions, and then we're going to look at Barcelona to offer Arsenal Philippe Coutinho in swap deal for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So the first transfer headline states that Arsenal cautiously confident on full summer transfer despite issues in discussions. So the reports are stating that Arsenal are desperate to bring in more players this summer. Arsenal are cautiously optimistic they can sign Martin Odegaard and making him the fourth signing at the Emirates this summer. Nuno Tavares, Albert Sambi and Ben White have also moved to the Gunners this transfer window. Arsenal and Real Madrid are still talking over a move for Martin Odegaard this summer, with the London side cautiously optimistic that a deal can be pulled off. Personal terms are not a problem, but issues remain over how a transfer can be structured, reports Sky Sports. But there are more reasons to be positive that a move can be finalised before the end of the transfer window. That will come as a major boost to Mikel Arteta, who is a huge fan of the Norwegian. The 22-year-old joined from Real Madrid in January on a short-term loan after being shunted out of the side by Zinedine Zidane. But with Carlo Ancelotti in charge, the initial signs were that Martin Odegaard will remain at the Bernabeu to impress his new manager. However, with Real looking to offload their fringe players, the Gunners are prepared to capitalise, while the 22-year-old is keen on a return to North London. Mikel Arteta is a massive fan of the playmaker and is still looking for someone to fill the void in his Gunners side, who told all on his future while at the club last season. To be honest, I don't know what is going to happen, he told TalkSport in May. I'm focused to finish the season well, then I have some games with the national team, and then after that we will see what happens and sit down and talk. I'm owned by Real Madrid, so we'll have to talk to them and see what they think, and then we can decide together about the future. At the moment, I don't know what is going to happen. So it looks like Arsenal cautiously confident on full summer transfer despite issues in discussions. So it looks like Arsenal do want to make this Martin Odegaard transfer come permanent, and there were talks that it will be an initial loan deal with a season-long loan with an option to buy for the next season in the region of £30 million. And it looks like Arsenal are willing to pay Martin Odegaard's wages in that loan transfer, so that will pretty much estimate that transfer to be between the region of £30 to £35 million for Martin Odegaard. And with Mikel Arteta looking for a creative midfielder to rotate with Emile Smith-Rowe, even though he has impressed in that game, I think it was one of the shining lights in the defeat to Brentford, I think that Martin Odegaard will provide some rotation, and it will allow Mikel Arteta to adapt his formation if he thinks that we need a little bit more creativity, if we need to score goals, because we struggled to score a single goal versus Brentford, who probably were the worst team on paper moving into the Premier League. So when it comes to Martin Odegaard, I think he is a great player, I think he's a very good leader, and I think that he will be able to guide this team better, as he already knows the Premier League, he has experience of the Premier League, and I think that he will be a shrewd signing by Mikel Arteta, and I do. So the decisive takes us on to the second piece of transfer news, which states that Barcelona to offer Arsenal Philippe Coutinho in swap deal for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So the reports are stating that Barcelona are back in contention to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Arsenal. Barcelona will reportedly offer Arsenal the chance to sign Philippe Coutinho as part of a swap deal for striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, it is claimed. The Catalan Giants are said to have reignited their interest in the Gunners' captain, who penned a new long-term contract extension at the Emirates Stadium last summer amid interest from Barça. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was missing through illness on the opening day of the Premier League season, as Arsenal were beaten 2-0 by Brentford. Rightly or wrongly, his absence saw some supporters and pundits question his commitment to the club after a difficult campaign last season. Barcelona were strongly interested in the Gabon international last year before Mikel Arteta eventually convinced him to stay in North London with a lucrative new deal. Yet Aubameyang has not been the same player since, netting just 10 Premier League goals last season. Now, Sky Sports are reporting that Barcelona are back in contention to sign the frontman, having lost Sergio Aguero to injury for 2 months. The former Manchester City striker primarily moved to Barca to play with Lionel Messi, who has now joined Paris Saint-Germain, and now Sergio Aguero will miss 2 months of action. It remains unclear whether Arsenal would be open to the idea of sending the highest earner at this stage. Also are keen on adding another striker to their ranks this summer, but any move was solely dependent on the sale of Alexandre Lacazette. Now, there could be scope to offload Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and any deal could involve Philippe Coutinho returning to the Premier League. The Gunners explored a potential loan for the Brazilian last summer before he eventually stayed put. Coutinho played the best football of his career on English soil with Liverpool before sealing a mega money move to Barcelona in January 2018 for an initial £106 million. The attacking midfielder has struggled with injuries in recent times though, and has recently been recovering from knee surgery. Barcelona are keen to get him off his wages off the books and are therefore keen to include him as a weight in a deal for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It was only this morning that President Joan Laporta confirmed that the club are in £1.15 billion debt, with club wages making 103% of the club's total income. Our salaries represent 103% of the club's total income. That's 20 to 25% more than our competitors, said Laporta. The first thing that we needed to do when we arrived was to ask for a loan of €80 million because otherwise we could not pay the salaries. The previous regime was full of lies. Barcelona has a negative net worth of €451 million. It's a terrible inheritance. What has been happening is very worrying. So it looks like Barcelona to offer Arsenal Philippe Coutinho in swap deal for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So it looks like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is someone that could be swapped for Philippe Coutinho, as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang had a very shocking season last season, and he wasn't featured in the game versus Brentford, and it was reason to illness, but there could be other things where they could be an exit door for Aubameyang at Arsenal, and Philippe Coutinho is someone that is heavily linked with the Gunners, and is another key Egyptian player, and where he's the agent of. It could be a deal where he could be forcing Mikel Arteta to make, and he could become an Arsenal player. So we will have to wait and see how Arsenal will use the summer transfer window in the end. Make sure you check out the FA Cup post season special link I have put below in the description, and smash that like button to see if you can reach 30 likes. Also subscribe for more daily videos and share the video with your Arsenal friends and family. Click one of the latest videos on the screen and I'll see you there.